DGC Requiem here, back with some Bug Delver. That's no good. That's better. Not the greatest, but we're not going to get any better mulliganing to 5. So we'll be able to go into Goyf next turn. We got some Mardu, Pox. We get some small Pox coming on. Misrealized into Lightning Bolt. Tide Hollow Sculler. Maybe this is just straight black-white? I can't imagine. Some Dead Guy Ale. And I think we're actually just going to go into Tarmogoyf here. We still can counter a 1-drop, so if he tries to go to like Path to Exile or a Lightning Bolt, more worried about protecting the Insectile Aberration. Mardu. Okay. So probably Mardu tokens. Oh, Dash Hopes, that's funny. I'm actually just talking to my buddies last night about making a mono black control deck using Dash Hopes. Knight's Whisper, draw 2 cards, lose 2 life. So Dash Hopes and Knight's Whisper. So I pulled Liliana out of the main deck for this because the deck has a pretty good matchup. Versus that was a pretty good matchup versus control decks. So I've moved Lily to the sideboard so that, you know, we would have a better matchup against aggro decks in game 1 and 2. And let's see, he's going to put us down to 7. We're going to swing back for potentially 10. I think we block here. But it's kind of nice to I don't know, it's kind of nice to actually to flip a Lily off of a Thought Scour to make your Goyf uber big. Put it down to 10, he's going to swing in for 2, putting us to 6. So I think with what we know he has in hand, he's going to have to do some damage to himself. I think we're okay going this route. We got Abrupt Decay. Allow us to throw down let's let him do it. Again, this is kind of part of our clock. Can't be countered. He has the Dash Hopes. So now we are ahead in the race. We can't counter that. However, he's tapped out. We still might be able to get through here before. Put him down to 5. He doesn't have dash hopes. We have one disrupting shoal block. And we could swing in for lethal over the top. Ooh, vault. Good thing we don't have to block. So if he activates vault, he's going to gain 4. He's going to gain 4 either way, right? And he may have lightning bolt. If he lightning bolts and we stubborn denial, he could dash hopes. I think we have to just... Flip side is young pyromancer could take the game over. Might be worth trading the Tarmogoyf for the pyromancer. Is whispers an instant? No, it's sorcery. So the flip side of that is Delver through the air for the win. I still think this is the right play. Yep. We're fine with that. Up to 9, we have 8 damage on board. I think we have 2 cards that could get this for us. That is not them. Now we can disrupting shoal for 2. We also can stubborn denial and disrupting shoal for 1. The 2 life gain isn't going to be worth anything, so he's got to go another route. I mean, it's hard to say. We know 2 of the cards he has in hand. We know he has Night Whispers, and we know he has Dash Hopes. If he goes for Lightning Bolt, we'll disrupting shoal it, and then stubborn denial the Dash Hopes. He will dash hopes. Real stubborn denial the dash hopes. And I believe that's a win. Alright. So we get the win on the draw. So I think Piracy Charm works really well here. Spell Snare, we saw a couple things that's going to work good against. Dispel could be alright. Echoing Truth will be real good. Spreading Seas could be good. Manly, Send to Sleep. I'm not a big fan of Send to Sleep here. Snapcaster would be good. Not a terrible fan of Abrupt Decay. I mean, we can keep one in. Stubborn enough. I think we cut one Stubborn. Maybe one Thought Scour. I think we go back in on the Stubborn Denials. Bring Lily in. Maybe cut a Probe. Not a big fan of having no threats here. But we are on the draw. We have a couple cantrips. I think we're okay. Especially with Lily. Granted, there's a good chance he's going to go heavily into Thought Seize and Hand Disruption effects. Presumably Lily here. Granted, he may have other cards, but yeah. Really like Echoing Truth. We're going to shuffle it back in though, so we can put that on the bottom, but the Lily on the top. We just don't want to draw it before the next turn. So I'm very good just passing turn here. We have Mana Leak ability now, and we can also just end step Thought Scour into a tap land. Oh, well, now we have the ability to go Tarmogoyf into Mana Leak. Or, I'm sorry, into Stubborn Denial. And that might actually be more beneficial than Liliana at the moment. Curious what he has. He's maybe, I'm not quite sure what he's. Okay, so he has a Crackling Doom and Terminate. So we're gonna Liliana this turn. I think at the moment we're good to discard the land. We know Spell Snare can get Terminate, Mana Leak can get either of the removal spells at the moment. So if we draw into another land, great, we can use one of those. So we know he has Terminate, Crackling Doom. Ooh. What can we do here? I guess we're going to see which spell he cuts. Mana Leak is becoming worse. Cut the Crackling Doom, so we can go Tarmogoyf and have Spell Snare back up. Stubborn Denial back up, I guess. Either way, we're covered now. So he had another one, we're just going to Stubborn Denial that. So he has another Terminate, which presumably he'll play on his turn, but he just concedes at that point. So knowing we're going up into Lily, we just had too much power for him. And that's a win. I really would like to play against some sort of aggro deck. I really need to see how this this new build with the sideboard as is actually handles aggro. It's always been the trouble spot. I win about 60% of my matches with this deck. Tempo control, combo control, straight control. I win about 90% of my matches against. Combo, I win about 70%. Mid-range, I win about 75–80%. But then against aggro, I win like 20%. Pretty rough. Alright, so anyway, that's this match. We'll have to get another one going.